Hi, I'm Michael Bleski from Gimba Consulting. We're here to talk about how it is to be a Kaizen coach. Specifically, by the end of this module, you will learn what your role is as a Kaizen coach and the key tips to be successful in teaching Kaizen. Now, when we talk about being a Kaizen coach, we're talking similar to a coach of a sports team. What is the role of the coach of the sports team? And what we want to do is evaluate how that is within the role of teaching Kaizen. Well, your main role is to develop people. You're here to get results, you're here to make improvements to the company, but your main focus should be how am I going to develop people in order to become better problem solvers, better at observing the process, better at dealing with issues, and how can they on their own learn to do Kaizen without you having to coach them all the way through. So that's what your really role is. Now, it's very difficult for a lot of people like me who started learning about Kaizen and Lean, and as an engineer I'm very hands-on and like to do things myself. So one of the first things you have to understand is you're not there at a site or within a team to do Kaizen for other people. There's a difference between being a coach and then being a doer. This role that you want the team to be the doers and then you're the coach. And the other thing that you have to look out for is this is not a team for you to show how good you are at understanding how to improve processes. So you don't sit back with all the ideas and suggestions and say, now I have a team to go forward and do everything I think should be done in the line. You certainly can provide your ideas and insights and show them these are things that are opportunities, but you want the team to look and evaluate and decide what they think should be best for their operation. It's also best to have the people who are actually doing the work at that process is included in your team, but show them things of how the waste is, how waste affects your work. How do you make your job easier and better? Those are the things that you want to teach and show them, and then you let them go and let them Kaizen for you. They're the ones that need to show how to do the Kaizen and do the learn by doing. And then you're sitting there to support them as they go through that process. So in your role of supporting is not to actually do, is to actually go forward and have the people do the work themselves so they can develop the thinking into the problem solving. Now along the way, as you know, it's not easy. Even though we say that lean principles are really basic and common sense, it's not easy to do Kaizen. It's actually a lot of hard work. So when you have the hard work involved in it, not only are you sweating trying to do the work, but you've got obstacles and roadblocks that you're going to meet up against. And a lot of these new Kaizen team members don't know how to address or deal with these obstacles and roadblocks. And that's where you also can step in and say, I can help you. I can show you how to deal with some of these roadblocks and obstacles. So you coach them through these obstacles so they can be very successful. Now sure, results are very important. You want to get results, but through the learning of dealing with these roadblocks and obstacles, results will happen. And the key thing you have to understand is that you have to trust the Kaizen process. A lot of times you'll go into area and you may be uncomfortable saying, well, I know how to do Kaizen, but I've never been at this machine before, I don't know this process, and you may be afraid that you may not get the results. The Kaizen process is pretty simple and straightforward to follow through the steps and you will get the results. And so you trust in the process and trust in the people and then keep trying. So as you fail and run with the roadblocks, just get up and try again, and then get up and try again until you actually make the improvements. So when you go through that process and you make the improvements, the other thing you want to look at is passion. You want to be very passionate about what you're doing. Show that it's exciting to make jobs easier and better. Show how fun it is to Kaizen and how you can instill pride into people into making improvements, and then let the Kaizen go. And when you go through the process, what gets me as a Kaizen coach is when I see light bulbs going on into people's eyes and they say, wow, I never thought I could do that, or I made my job so easier. Look what I did over here. When you see people so engaged with making their jobs easier and better, that's where I get my pride. That's where I get that I've done the job correctly. And that's really what it is as a Kaizen coach. And then when you're on a sports team and you see the coach, where are they? They're at the sidelines. Who's playing the game? The team's playing the game. So you want the team out on the field, let them play the game, and then you coach them through the process. And if you're a really good coach and the game's coming, you don't really have to coach during the game if you prepared and practiced before. So preparation is really important as a coach during the week before, and setting and training and teaching people before the game time. So practice on coaching, practice on teaching, and then realizing that you have to step back and let the team go out on the field and score the points, and actually work with the Kaizen. So those are the things that I think are very important as a simple Kaizen coach. And then what I would suggest is go out and learn and try, and you will make mistakes. I make mistakes. Mistakes happen. Just go forward and learn from them and keep trying again, and you'll see more success as you develop more people.